Hey guys, it's Jason from NPS. We're here today at Mitchell, South Dakota at the Never Precision Shooting Match. It's a 22 match. We have a bunch of people out here shooting course fire out here. We got 8 stages set up to get today. It's about 3 degrees, so it's gonna be a challenge.
On stage 1 here, you can see that I'm getting settled on these diamonds, and you had to engage each of them twice. So I see that first shot go off the right, and I correct a little bit because I had wind dialed in, and I see I hit the right side of the target. And watching the video now, it looked like I was still hitting the right side of that steel about 9/10 on top of what I had dialed in. So if I was to shoot this again, I'd hold to the left even more, probably 9/10 to a full mil instead of putting that 9/10 on the edge of that steel you see there. So looking back at it, just notice a little difference of what I should have done versus what I did.
Yeah, it's moving in the rain. That one was not.
On stage 2 here, you can see you engage a coyote, hit vital, and then you transition to a hard right.
That was even the flapper, you see that?
And with the wide target, I didn't do much wind because I figured I'd catch it. And my dope worked out perfect to where it would be a straight mill. So I hold it, and I missed.
Negative.
So right now in my head, I'm thinking, do I need more wind on that? Because the wind was from left to right. But I hit this one perfectly. Got excited about the flapper, but I'm supposed to engage that one twice. And I remember here. Transition back to it. And I just go for steel. You don't need to hit the flapper. Because without a dedicated RO, it's difficult to say yes, it flapped or not. So I had some issues with my mag here. You can see I dialed for it because I missed on the first one holding over. So we're just trying to make impact. I held a little bit more wind. There I hit the flapper, so then we got our wind figured out because I had some dialed in there because the wind was left to right. So I had it dialed for the coyote and figured I'd still be able to catch that hog. Had some issues with my mag because it is, I think it warmed up to about 12 degrees right now. So just having a little frost issues. But I'm able to get my impacts on the coyote. We're just going for steel. Doesn't have to be the flappers, just bragging points. And then switch over another mag because it's a 12-round stage to get to that hog, and I run out of time.
That 4 seconds went by really quick, honey.
Stage 3 here, I was a little confused. You're off the rock here. You need to engage the KOL, hit her. I think you have to hit to move on. 4 shots from this side, then you move to the center, do 4 shots from there, hit to move on, and then 4 shots from the far right side of the rock. So here I get my wind figured out. I did dial my wind because it's been pretty consistent, and you can see there, made impact right where I needed to. I move positions, make sure I'm steady, using that gray ops plate, nice and steady, and I miss. So I try to re-engage, a little nervous about missing the largest target. So you see I shuffled there and tried to get back on target, try to get stable.
What's going on here?
Yeah, you can see I'm trying to get stable, try to figure out what's going on, get that medium and that gray ops plate as solid as I can with the balance of the rifle.
Only got 2 shots left. Well, you beat me there, Mark.
Stage 4 here is kind of the long bomb at 332 yards. The goal here is to impact each target twice. So you can see I dialed in my wind. It's all one target, so I dialed it in. And I thought I had the wind right, and I missed. And I cannot see my impacts where they're at. So I keep moving over due to the wind. You see I moved left, now I'm moving right. Just trying to see where that round is going to hit that plate. I'm pretty confident in my elevation. That's why you see that elevation just staying right in the center. And I'm just trying to play with it to find that round. My spotter mentions you are way left after this shot, I believe.
Not seeing it anywhere.
So I move way right to try to catch it. Then I was told, now you're way right. So I aim straight up again and hit it. So from there, I kind of look where that impact was at, try to adjust to the high right corner there, just watching the way the plate twists, and I continue engaging. So I had a good wind call at the beginning, so I was happy about that.
That's it.
So stage 5 here, we got double triangles. I got a good wind call right away, seen where that impact was. Held over about 6/10 there. Dial for the second set of triangles. Try to find the triangles. Get steady on the tripod. Try to see where that impact was on that gray target. Adjust to be able to make impact on that small one. Dial back down, then transition to the next rung down. At my course of fire, I try to make it as fair as possible. That's why the targets are gray. Make it so you have to find the targets, target recognition. And so the guys that shoot it first don't get a huge advantage by seeing a bright target and seeing where their impact was located. So that's why they're painted gray.
Right on that target.
So you see I get steady with the tripod. To make those impacts. Dial back down. For a split second, forget that I need a transition. Get down here, and you can see my shot goes off.
Oh.
I let it off a little early. I like to be on target a little longer, but run low on time. I get close and squeeze it off, make the impact, and try to get the next one off.
Oh, I'm not gonna make it. Oh, that was a good run.
A lot to be learned here on stage 6. So I got the gray Bigfoot. They're in the trees on the wood pile. Move over to the gray bunny, hidden in the grass. Large targets, we want to get some impacts today. Then you got to find a prairie dog on the other side of the pond. I'm trying to find it.
On the far bank, oh, I see it.
Got him. I'm holding over for wind on all these. Nice gravity poppers. A little bit of movement. And per the rules of the PRS, I am not allowed to look at targets or anything like that with the rifle
Who painted these things?
before the match because I set up the targets. I thought I knew where it was, so I was in a hurry to get going because it's in the teens this morning. And I thought I knew about where it was, but apparently I didn't know where it was. So I cannot find this little gopher in the trees or in the grass. Don't remember which side of the tree I put it on. I didn't look before the stage started because, I set up the targets. I know where I'm at. Well, something I learned from center fire is can't find the target or you need a wind reading. You can see I dial over because I know where the next target's at. I check wind. Well, good wind. So that counts as a miss. Then that one counts.
That one does.
And I dial for the next one because I went through a lot of time trying to find that little gopher. So I just took the loss, and now I'm zoomed out more than usual, but just trying to get those impacts. Each 7, we got a troop line here. I like a lot of movement, not just all straight in a line. So you have this wind here, about 2/10 on a little target. Make impact on that pretty easily. Then you got to move to the right. And what we're doing is going near to far, far to near, near to far. So 12 round stage. And I kind of stare at this one for a little bit because I'm like, is that number 2 or is that number 3? And I'm like, I'm not sure. I take a look. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's it. So I'm able to make impact on that at about 3/10. Then I hold over on this one. About 4/10. And then come to this one at about 4 to 5/10. And what's interesting is when I come back in. I remember, re-engage that.
Right.
So I'm a little confused to why that missed. And that.
No, don't do that.
And we're finally able to make impact there and continue on.
Don't count that one.
Alright, stage 8, the spinner at 117 yards. So you can see I kind of take my time here, and I'm measuring. You can see my mill reticle has 3 for the crossbar. That's what I'm looking at. So I feel I'm ready. I got my dope dialed, I got the wind dialed, we make good contact. So now it's just watching that spinner, not taking your eyes off of that to make sure you got it going the correct way. So I about had it. Get it there, run the bolt. They say I spun it, so I open it back up. And then we had a closer target for any remaining rounds for you to get impacts on and score some extra points. So I had wind dialed, so I held over a little bit just on the side because I figured it'd be less wind, but I held the wrong way and barely nicked that target. So I see where it nicked, and I just go to town and clean up the rest of my points. So this is a typical NPS course of fire. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think.